What's up, everybody?
My name is Anthony Irvin.
You beat yourself?
Yeah, CB myself.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm Jim Green.
Don't even need a hit of traffic light.
Okay, good.
Welcome to
One set. All right. While we're at it, these things that annoy us, tell me about your biggest pet peeves. Seriously. Like, what gets on your nerves or grinds your gears the most? And this is a hard thing to talk about because you and I, we try not to let things get to us, but there are things, and I have a couple, and we're gonna talk about them.
One just popped into my head because I was trying to figure out something, but this has been happening recently to me, and I'm not going to, say fully what it is to just, not shine light on a situation, but people who don't answer back to emails. Like important emails, I'll say. It really grinds my gears. Because when you're expecting, and I guess text messages are somewhat of the same thing, because I feel like I'm always so, because I feel I'm not addicted, but I always have my phone like always usually near me. So whenever somebody is usually texting me, 9 times out of 10, I'll be right there and I'll be able to respond to it real quick. And I guess it's more of I'm not really an impatient person, but when somebody doesn't text me back right away, I'm like, okay. Then I start getting all the things in my head. I'm like, all right, are they not there? Are they, what's going on? Did they not want to talk to me? Blah, blah, blah. My head. But yeah, answering emails and, on a professional level, when you're trying to, throw out an email and you're expecting that professional person to at least give you an email back, and they never do, as many times as you keep resending it, it pisses me off so much. Like, you try to be as professional as you can, but then when you don't have professionalism back to you, it's like all you have to do is just like send like a little small response to at least say that you got it.
So yeah, I 100% hear what you're saying, and I am on both ends of that spectrum entirely. The answer is 24 hours. 24 hours. You have 24 hours to respond to someone, right?
Right.
Because realistically, like, if real life things are happening to you, you get to put that thing on the back burner, right? And you get to say, hey, that's not as important as what's happening right in front of me, right? If there's a death in a family, that's obviously a different story. Yeah, but when people don't get back to you within 24 hours, I feel like it's just disrespectful at that point. And
right. Like you said, unless you have a legit reason, like those examples, then it's like, okay, you're literally right there. Everybody has a phone by their hand.
Yeah. What's going on? Because people have reached out to me and I have not gotten back, or I have not responded to them timely. And I'm just being 100% transparent and honest. I have not gotten back to them in time, but I would reflect on myself and be like, why didn't you? God, come on. Just answer them. Answer them. They deserve it. It's not life and death, like, right? So
just like us, like, yeah, hey.
Yeah, and
Like how you responded to me this morning, like, "Hi, yeah, hey."
yeah, hey, I had this thing in my head. Oh, now I'm mad because I don't remember it. Okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of another one while you do.
All right. Well, let's interlude with this thing. I'm trying to make the thing that I'm thinking about trigger the thing that I want to think about. So I apologize.
Nah.
Not a lot of things make me real mad. So I definitely tried to drive into this conversation.
I'm on that same page with you. It takes a lot for me to like burst out, and like I said, like even this past weekend was like, you know, I wasn't really like truly like mad, but for me to kind of like, you know, put up and like be like a protective thing of myself, like, hey, I'm not gonna do that, and even if you're trying to make me do something like that, I'm not gonna do it. I've already done it before. That's not happening. You know, old me would have just been like, well, at least I get to play, so I'm just gonna freeze my ass off for these next 4 hours, I guess. Again, no, I've already done that. Like, miss me. I'm done now.
Okay. I don't. Jeez. Hope something just triggers this thing because I definitely wanted to talk about a specific thing, and I'm pretty upset.
Pet peeve when our brains are just saying nope.
Yeah, there it is. Pet peeve. When I don't know what I want to talk about, when I want to talk about it. That's the one.
Mm-hmm.
Boom. Okay. Small pet peeve.
This has been one set.
This has been one set. Literally. Small pet peeve is just, and I mean, this is literally mild compared to what I wanted to talk about, whatever it is. Not remembering people's names. I'm awful about it. Awful.
Yes.
Awful.
Me too. I feel so bad about it too. For me, like, you know, it takes me a minute to get somebody's name, especially like around work sometimes. Like if I'm not around the person too much, then knowing their names is very hard for me sometimes. I used to hate it in school too. You know, I'm so bad with names when it comes to like meeting some persons. Unless I'm talking to you a lot and I, you know, really am like on that level with you. But if I'm not really, you know, seeing you that much, then I'll just be like, no, it's okay.
I was telling Cheyenne about when I was in this industry workshop in New Jersey for Monsters, like the convention that I used to travel with. And the one instructor was like, you should probably have something that not have something, but she was like, you need something that will make you like great, or I can't figure out what I'm like trying to say, but she's like, hey, this quality that I have. She literally went around the room. There were 60 of us. She learned our names. 60 of us. And then paused and was like, okay, now. Like, she turned away, and then she turned to the front and was like, now I'm going to tell everyone their names. And she got like probably 57 out of 60. And it was crazy to me. And I was just like, how the F did you do that? And she just had that kind of memory. And when I used to set up and break down the events, her husband was one of the guys that helped me break down the events. And he told me about how she used to choreograph stuff like in 3 minutes. 3. And
wow.
I was like, you mean that thing that she just did on stage right now? He's like, oh yeah, she just made it up in the bathroom. Like, it was nothing. And I was just like, what? What? And I was just like, you know what really grinds my gears? People like that. Teach me. Literally.
You know what really grinds my gears? People who can choreograph and take a at the same time.
No. I've done that before, but not like that, you know?
Not like that.
Not like that. So literally, I was like, teach me. Come on.
Teach me.
I am so upset about this thing that I can't think about right now because I have this one thing that I want to share. I actually have two things that I want to share, but I can't think about this thing that's really grinding my gears. And I hope something
we'll get it
triggers
once we go off air. We'll get it off. We'll
figure it out. Yeah. All right.
No, you'll remember it once we click the stop button. Like, oh yeah.
Actually. Okay. Talk to me. What's up, man?
Well, now that we've been really starting to record our episodes on Mondays, you and I have been, blatantly watching Raw while taping these every once in a while. So, I know we didn't really want to talk a little bit of wrestling tonight, but we'll talk a little bit. We're within like the last hour, and but it seems like they're doing the. I'm not sure if you're watching it too, but they're doing the Becky and Lita and Damage Control skit right now. So seems like they might be waiting to do the Trish thing tonight, because I heard Trish is going to be debuting tonight or coming back, returning. So they might be doing that.
Well, they're in Canada, so I would expect it. And that's kind of why.
So this is the last night of the Canada tour, I think, right? It's usually like the whole weekend now, right?
I couldn't tell you where they're heading. Pardon me. I couldn't tell you.
I'm not sure where in
next.
Canada they are tonight.
But we are supposed to get Bayley, Dakota, and Io against Becky and Trish and Lita. We were supposed to get that in Canada, but because of Dakota's injury, I think that that's going to be pushed to Mania. I think that that's the move going forward.
Yeah, I think that's going to be your probably one of the better tag matches, because you'll have Lita and Trish on the one side, so that's going to gain people to want to see Lita and Trish again on the same team. Because when have they been on the same team in the last couple of years? It's always been either like they're in like a battle royal and not necessarily being teammates, or it's like something affiliated with it.
Right.
But it's WrestleMania season, so they're always going to bring back, legends. They're going to bring back, people of importance from the era, from the big eras and stuff.
And so many people complain. They're like, "Oh God, why aren't you giving the newbies a chance?" And it's like, hey, it's a money-making market. Like, you have to
100%.
Yeah, and I think that's why you're going to see Lita. That's why you're going to see Trish. And that's why you see we're going to see The Undertaker at some point or way, like, and maybe it's the Bray Wyatt match, and all he does is just show up and then leave. And then he's going to make his money just to stand there and be like, thanks, y'all. I'll take that paycheck now. Shanks. Yeah. Shanks. Yeah.
Appreciate
it. Literally. Jeez. It's really cool that the women's division is building itself up to that point where if you dial forward 20 years, someone's going to say, oh my God, it's Becky Lynch. Or, oh my God, it's Sasha or Bailey. And people are going to be like, wow. And, or Charlotte. And I'm excited for that. And I'm excited for them for the longevity. But in the meantime, shut your whoopsie up.
Shut your whoopsie. Yeah.
But anyway.
But I know we want to save our wrestling talk, so
yeah. We don't have to talk about it too much longer. I have a couple other things that I definitely want to talk about. You first.
Yeah, let's. Because I know we wanted to, or you were telling me to try to get a segment in here, since you last episode did the Family Feud thing. So I was going in between this, and I'm like, I think since I hadn't done this in a while, this will be cool to rebirth this segment because I had this on my last podcast. So if you want to continue, like the little bit of wrestling you had, then we can hop into this little segment here.
No, honestly, I was prepared in case you didn't have this prepared. So
okay.
Let's go, honestly.
All right. So I'm going to assume that nobody's ever heard of my other podcast, Table Talk. So this was something that I started near the end of my 30 or 31 episode reign of the podcast. And, Jim was telling me earlier in the week, how about since I laid the Family Feud style thing on you last episode, you come at me with something and catch me off guard. So I decided, why don't we rebirth the thing that I made, and we are going to play this or that.
All right, let's go.
So these are going to be categories of miscellaneous things, either coming from general things, sports, movies, anything else. So I'm just going, I have like a whole thing pulled up, and it could be like food, pop culture and stuff. I'm just going to start wailing off the things, and what we can do is we can go back and forth, we can discuss it, and we can say we can do it as like a debate thing, or however we usually can go by it. So
okay, yeah, I was going to say what are we doing here, but you said it's kind of open-ended, so let's do it. That's fine.
And yeah, it's pretty open-ended where, I'm just going to give you a this or that scenario, either something and another thing, and you give me like right off the top of your head what you like better. We can either discuss, or we can go right into the next one, do a couple, then discuss answers or whatever, because that's how it kind of flew on the other podcast too. We either went through a couple, discussed them, or we discussed them as we said them.
How many do you have on tap? Just curious.
I have a lot of them.
Yes.
I have a lot of them. So.
Yes. Okay. All right.
So I'm just looking at this list, and this is enough to do for a good time. So
all right, let's do it. Before we start, I'm still so
whoopsie
that I can't remember this
whoopsie
thing in my head.
Well, hopefully one of these things will trigger something to remember it.
Hopefully. All right, let's see. Go ahead.
All right, so since we've been wanting to do a food episode, and that's coming, people, we are really working on another food episode for you guys. We're just waiting for the right time and right thing to shoot it. So we're going to start with some food ones. So, I just saw the one that I wanted to do. What was it? Okay, here it is. All right. Pizza or tacos?
Tacos.
Between the two.
Tacos. Easy.
Easy?
Yeah.
Okay. Pasta or pizza?
Pizza. Easy.
Okay, let's see if there's any more. Pancakes or waffles?
Ooh, that's a good one. Pancakes.
Let me see. Okay. Ice cream sandwich or ice cream cone?
Ooh. Ice cream sandwich.
Okay. Bacon or turkey bacon?
Turkey bacon. Easy.
Yay. All right, we're going to go off the food. And here are some pop culture this or that's. I just saw one that could be a good episode for us to do how we did Michael and Prince. So we'll segment this into a bigger episode later, but I want your answer for this now.
Okay.
Biggie Smalls or Tupac?
Oof. Biggie Smalls. Done.
Okay.
Quick.
Yep. Scarface or The Godfather?
Godfather.
Let's see. We're going to be, I already know probably what this one is because we're going to be opposite ends on this, but I'm just going to make sure I'm right. Vampire or werewolves?
Vampire.
All right.
That was not an easy answer, by the way. I had to actually think about that one.
I must have thought it was definitely going to be vampires. Like it would be like quick.
Nope.
Okay. We'll do a couple more and then we'll discuss because I'll give you my answers too.
Sure.
Here's like a little rhetorical question, it seems. Would you rather work 12 hours a day and have a 4-day work week or a normal business schedule with weekends off? So basically the regular 9 to 5 or working 12 hours a day and have a 4-day work week, 12 hours a day and have a 4-day work week, or the normal 9 to 5 Monday through Friday with 2 days off.
So you're basically saying the 12-hour work week crosses over through the weekends, right? So it's like, hey, would you rather Monday to Thursday or Tuesday to Friday, 9 to 5, or would you rather have some weekends that you have to work?
So it's like rather work 12 hours a day and have a 4-day work week.
Yeah. I mean, I'm almost kind of already doing that. And man, working weekends is hard because, like, honestly, like I've been doing it, but also it's caused some problems, man. Like as far as like trying to manage, like, oh, I need to not work this and go attend this, you know?
Yeah.
So it's as far as like working evenings and weekends, it's not always that easy, right?
Right.
For people, for my friends like you that work 9 to 5 Monday to Friday, that are like, oh God, I wish I could not work this schedule. Pros and cons to everything, honestly.
Yeah, definitely.
Honestly, like, oof, it's hard. It's hard. That's a hard question for sure. It is.
And I'll give my say on it too. That during the pandemic, I was doing. I was working Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays, and then I would have Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday off. I would work a full day I would work like I was doing 9 to 5, Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Mhm.
And then I would have off Tuesday, have off Thursday, have off Saturday and Sunday. I actually got really acquainted to that. And when I had to go back 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, I was like, this sucks. So I have to agree that probably would be willing to get used to the 12 hours a day with a 4-hour work week. And, take if I had to take a longer work hour and have more days off, I would totally be down for that.
Well,
Instead of trying to only worry about having 2 days off,
Well, I need you to think about your wife and your kid, and your schedule with them. Think about that, because as much as I want to be like, oh, this second shift and weekend thing is super ideal for me. If I ever had a kid, I'd be like, oh God, I got to worry about them going to school early in the morning, which is a first shift schedule. So you got to think about it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
it would definitely be different on those days that you have off because you're so used to being in the routine. But especially when you have a kid, it would definitely, make you think twice about it. But just like anything, I'm sure you would be able to adjust to it.
I mean, when there's a will, there's a way, right?
Right.
If you want your life and your body and your mindset to be functioning in the midday, afternoon, evening, then that's what you're doing, right? So I think that's important, right? Because a lot of people are like, I feel like a lot of people just shut down and it's just like, oh, now that I have a kid, I can't do this. Yeah, they're gone. It's not true. You just have to reset your mentality, right?
Right.
Okay, what's the next?
We'll get to one last one.
Go for it.
Trying to look here.
Yep. And then
This is a good one.
I have one for you too after the fact.
Okay. Be colorblind or lose all sense of taste and smell.
Oof. I don't love food like that. And me being like a visual creator, I can't foresee losing the opportunity of not being able to grasp or think about my arms or think with my eyes. So losing my taste, I would absolutely give up on, for sure.
See, I would, in my mind, music. I mean, and again, different from a dance type of stance, because you kind of need those visual things. Where music you can kind of get visual with, but I feel, taste and smell for me, I wouldn't want to lose those. I would rather go the colorblind, because you can still do music and be colorblind in a way. It just depends on how colorblind you are. I mean, hey, you can still do music when you're blind. Look at, Stevie Wonder and everybody. But, I feel I would definitely go with, I'd rather just, I'll be colorblind rather than losing my sense of taste and smell.
Sure.
And I would probably, from the last one, whether being stuck on an island alone or the deep, I think I said my answer, but if not, I would definitely, be stuck on an island for 1 year rather than being in the deep woods with no sun, with barely any sunlight. Even then, I'd rather, take my chances on the island.
Yeah, it's a tough call, right?
So that so that was this or that. Maybe we can start doing that every once in a while. That'll be cool. And maybe we can do something with the audience with it too. Maybe get their opinions and have them email their choices to us. You know, our email's in the description. We'll have it in the little lower third here. So any of the questions you guys heard, if you guys want to give us your answers, feel free to email them to us or comment below in the YouTube video.
Absolutely. I mean, hey, my thing that I had is lost. It's gone. So I am not happy about that. So I am going to impromptu do this on the spot and say, would you rather play drums with one arm or sing with a really broken voice?
That's good.
There we go. I got it.
I like this one. So play drums with one arm. Do you have both? Do you have both feet or just one arm? That's all you have.
Both feet, but just one arm.
Both feet, just one arm. Okay. Or sing with a very
broken voice, like not
broken
a good voice. Yeah,
like mine. Yeah, cool. I'd probably have to definitely go with the drums because you can definitely work, especially with. I mean, if we're not taking advantage of today's technology to make yourself playable and make yourself look like you have that second hand. If you're just going off that, you can definitely, still play drums with one hand. I've seen people do it.
See, this is quality content right here, right now.
Yeah,
what you're saying.
Whereas vocal wise, if you just have a problem with pitch, it can be fixed. But if you're just not naturally, talented and mind you, I mean, I'm not saying that I am a perfect singer myself. I mean, I'm pitchy as it is sometimes. We all are. But if you just don't have that in you, I mean, you just are just always never on that pitch, that's going to be it's going to be ear sore for people. So you can fake your way for people to think you're a good drummer versus it's harder to fake your way through making people think you're a good singer.
Okay.
That.
Nice.
So I'll say drums.
Nice. All right. So let's talk about, hey, is it better to run yourself independently, or do you feel more confident in a group? And this is such an unfair question because I can relate to this so much. But I want to hear what you have to say about it. Go ahead.
So independently as in music wise?
Yes.
Or in a group?
Both.
Because like I said, I've been through both. And as much as I miss being in a band, as much as I miss being up and playing music with a bunch of other people, there's just something about, and I guess now that I've had experience playing on stages by myself, I guess there's nothing like having people just be on view with you and you having their eyes and attention on you and only you. So knowing that I've been in both situations, I gotta probably say that independently is fun for me.
Good.
Because like you said, you can do a lot of things and not have to worry about, and I've said this in our other episodes, that you don't have to have the worry of other people. You can do things without fear of like your idea being, drugged down. If you like the idea, put it in there.
Sure.
How about you?
Yeah. I auditioned for So You Think You Can Dance this one time in Texas. Tennessee, that's where it was. And
one of the other T's.
And it was one of the T's. It's actually on my resume. Where I'm like, hey, I did this thing where I was one of 25 of 5,000, which is like, if you do the fraction, like if you do the math, I was like 0.005% of the people that were sent to Vegas. And I was like, that's cool. Nice. I love it. And it made me feel really, really, really good. So, it's really hard, and it's really like, God, I love my friends, like my point blank friends, so much. So when we had these opportunities and we were almost there, and then it just hit the shitter, I was just like, all right, well, was it me or was it someone else? What happened? I don't know. I definitely wanted to get on that stage with my group, with my people, and be like, yes, we're doing this. But if I was able to get that far independently, that's it's a different sentiment. It's a different statement. It's a different
yeah.
You know what I'm saying. And I'm not trying to disrespect any of the guys that I auditioned with, by any means. I was just like, oh, sure, I did this independently. Cool.
Yeah. I kind of say it's almost the same thing like with me and my first band. I always say, even though we didn't have the best like ending to our story, I still to this day always say if we were still in it, we would be probably in the running of like touring up and down the East Coast. We would have I feel we would have definitely been able to do that. And I think we were just cracking into that level, and I feel we would have eventually got hooked up with somebody who would have been able to put that our way. But like I said, and with groups, it's like that's where it's hard. It's hard to find a group of guys or group of individuals that have the same vision as you.
Yes,
because
100%.
they wanted something different than what I wanted, and you can't change people's minds if that's what they want. And I feel I wasn't ready to do what they were doing, and they weren't willing to continue to do the way I wanted to go. So, and I feel, that could be the same thing with dance groups. Everybody has different interests. They want the thing to go this way. Some people want it to go this way, or I want to do this, I want to do that.
Sure.
And if you can't coexist into agreeing with something, that's where it starts dwindling down. And that's the only bad thing that sucks with working with a bunch of people. If you guys aren't all on the same page or have the same vision right off the bat, and you guys have the same goals to get out of it, then eventually it's going to crack down. So it's very hard to find individuals that have all the same level playing field as you. But when you do, you're golden.
Yeah, it's tricky, for sure. Look,
but I wouldn't change any of it because I mean, I had some great times with it. Just like you said, you wouldn't change, and you're not blaming anything. You're not putting any, shade on any of the members, and I'm not putting any bad vibes on any of the members or band members that I've had. I've had some of the best times playing in bands, but I feel like now, like that I've had my accomplishments as a solo artist, I can look back to them and say, like, hey, like you just said, hey, I did that on my own. If I'm able to do that on my own, imagine what I can do with a group now, because I didn't have confidence in myself to be able to do a solo thing. But now that I have that confidence, I'm like, I feel I would probably be able to contribute that much more if I were to get back into a group.
What was really cool was when I was with like the Point Blank group and they were all disputing, who is the strongest member? And certain people said, it's this guy. It's this guy. And Herman was like, it's 100% Jim. He can do everything. And as soon as he said it, everyone shut the f up. And I was just like, all right, that was really cool for me. And it wasn't like, oh, no one contested me but I was just like waiting for someone to say, oh, is it not me? Or I didn't sit there and say, oh, I am better than all of you. I was just like sitting there saying, does someone want to?
Nobody's saying anything.
Nobody's saying anything. Yeah.
But no, it's cool to kind of have that's not even like validation. It's more like the fact that it's cool to, show that, and you and me, we're not like cocky when it comes to like our talents. We're not like rubbing up against people saying, hey,
exactly.
I know I can dance better than that person. I know I can play guitar better than that person. We don't throw shade like that, but like it's cool when somebody recognizes our talent.
Yes, 100%.
There's a quote that I saw today, and maybe we can end it on this, and we can share our thoughts on this to end the episode. But
I have one other thing.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay.
While I look for this quote, go on that.
So, when's the last time that you played video games?
It's been a while, dude.
It's been a minute, right? My girlfriend, love her to death, was like, because I told her, I know where the drums are. I know where the guitar is. I know where the microphone is. I know where the 360 is. I'm not sure where the game itself is.
Nice.
Yeah. And I opened it and I was like, oh my goodness. Yes. Perfect. Cool.
The game was in there, right?
It's yes, it's in here.
I thought that's where you were going with it. You're like, I looked at it, the game wasn't even in there. Because that's happened to me before too, where I was so stoked that I found the game's not even in there.
Yeah. So she literally said to me, if I could play Rock Band or Guitar Hero, I would just be so ecstatic. And I found the drums that are right over here, the guitar, which is over there. Like, I'm not gonna pull them into the frame. Drums,
yeah,
guitar. I'll go back there and find the microphone. I have the game on disc, and I have the 360. To which I'm like, okay, let's play. Let's go. Because she told me, she said, if I could ever play that game again, I would. And I was like, no, I know where the instruments are. I just have to go find the game. and I found the game, and I was like, yes, done.
And it's on like Donkey Kong.
That's it. Yep. And anything before we want to sign off for the evening?
I just wanted to talk about this quote real quick.
Yeah.
And this really hit me hard.
Yeah.
I feel this really spoke to me a little bit, because I told you off air how like I always, like, we talked about validations, and I always talk about how like sometimes like I'm always like trying to like prove things to people, or trying to show people this is what I do and blah blah blah. I feel like people don't recognize me for it. So when I saw this quote today, this really hit me. So it says, I feel like I've been begging people my entire life to see my worth. So I related that to my music, and I'm like, that like puts the nail right in my head that puts the nail right on the head of the fact that like I feel like I've been always, like, for the last couple of years, and I guess a lot of musicians can kind of feel this way too. I feel like I've been always trying to beg people to see my talent, see my worth of, hey, I am a musician. I do play. I mean, and again, not to be cocky, but I am a good player, but it's like, there's so many good musicians out there, but it's like, not everybody can have the, not everybody can, have the slice of pie or something like that. I mean, there's so many good musicians out there that that get overlooked today, because they might just they might be a great musician, but they just don't have that it factor. They don't have that story. They don't have that juice that everybody else goes towards, but they have incredible talent. So I just thought that was a interesting quote that I saw today that really, like, you're scrolling through your feed and you see that, and you just like look at it for 2 seconds. You're like, wow, that actually speaks to me for a sec.
Okay. So John Mayer is like one of your largest inspirations, right? So
yeah, top three.
Good. Okay, good.
Okay, good.
Let's make him our first number one project. 100%. 100%.
100%.
Remember when I told you that I lied?
Yeah.
Because immediately I hear that and I'm like, I wanna see so many shapes. There's so many things I want to do. In fact, when we do our next in-person thing, I want you to play that over and over again and watch me choreograph so that you can see how I create. Because
I will be honored to see how that happens.
Hey, you asked me the question, and I want you to know about,
like I said, I've seen you choreograph. I've seen you lay down things, but I've never seen you start from scratch and just lay something down.
And
I mean, and I think in the same way, I think you haven't seen it in my end too, but it would be cool because I mean, I've never seen just somebody like just start, be like, okay, listen to something, and then just like, it's like that 5-minute thing, like, okay, take yourself, get 5 minutes, and just what do you come up with,
You being my best friend, I would be honored to share my creative process in that moment. So when are we doing this? My birthday weekend next week. Let's do it.
There you go.
Please.
Let's do it, bro.
Yeah. I would love it.
Yeah, man.
Honestly, so that you can be like, oh, he does it like this. Yeah, please. I would love to.
Absolutely. Because like I said, the biggest thing I've been trying to get out of you is like us seeing something similar, but we obviously look at music 2 different ways, but are we still seeing it similarly, but we express it 2 different ways? So that's what I
Sure.
guess I'm trying to still see it from a philosophical thing, because I don't know, I've always been so philosophical about things lately, but like, you know, I'm just trying to get that out of us to, like, you know, we both see music similarly, but we express it emotionally in a lot of different ways. So
And
we're gonna get there.
Cool. And I'm going to show you two variants of this thing. And one is going to reflect that thing, which I honestly told you was a lie. And the other thing is the truth about how I approach music. And I would love to share it with you. Honestly, like I'm not hiding it. It's just this thing over here. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a fallacy. And for anyone that's
Stoked.
watching along and sees this and hears this, sorry, not sorry. Until next time, bye.
Bye.
Honestly, I'm really excited because I want to share with you how my brain works, because my mom wants to know how my brain works. Everyone wants to know how my brain works, and it's just like, hey, it's not that complex. And honestly, I just want everyone to have fun. So, cool. Let's do this.
Yeah, man. That'll be cool.
Guys,
thank you for tuning in for another episode.
This has been One Set.